Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Southeast Termite and Pest Control. So many ways these folks can protect your home. Maybe you need crawl space encapsulation. Maybe you just need to replace some of the old nasty insulation that's come loose. Maybe it's time to check whether your crawl space vents should be open or closed right now. Southeast Termite and Pest Control can do all of that. Give them a shout this week, Southeast Termite and Pest Control.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
There's typical Vol fans reacting to Rick Barnes. Are you not entertained? Apparently on Twitter and social media and message boards, they were not entertained. Bob Hodge is with us. Bob, longtime sports writer, longtime member of this panel. You're not a huge basketball guy, but you like going over to Thompson Bowling Arena. You think it's a fun environment?
I think it's a great environment.
Well, and it looked like a packed house yesterday. Everybody was cheering and enjoying themselves. But here's the thing. Are Vol fans spoiled to the point that wins aren't enough, that you've got to have style points too? Is there, and maybe it's not just Vol fans, maybe it's just fans in general. I don't want to win 17-10 in football. I want to win 50-10. In basketball, I don't want to win 46-43. I want to win 86-43. Are the style points necessary in your mind?
First thing, when I watch a football game and somebody wins 17-10, I understood why. Basketball, I don't get. And
okay.
So going over there is a great time. Watching it by yourself at your house on the couch makes my mind wonder. And I'm not talking about wonder what's going on. I'm talking about, I need to go outside and feed the dogs. It's hard to watch.
Yeah. So you say style points are necessary?
I think style points are necessary to an extent. Now, I'm like Chuck. Give me Tennessee winning over style points, and yes, I will take it all day long. But there is something about watching a game where you finally determine, after about 7-8 minutes of play, nobody's going to hit anything. No shots are going to be made. It's going to be shoot, miss, rebound, defense, shoot, miss. So, yeah, it is a tough style to watch if you are kind of not a 10 on the scale of 10 fan, but a 5.5 to 6.
All right. Here's the thing. And you mentioned this, you alluded to this. When you step outside for perspective, Tennessee's offense, 7th in the SEC in field goal percentage coming in yesterday. So you're right in the middle. So if you're sitting there thinking, gosh, we can't shoot better than half the league, 6th in three-point field goal percentage. They are 6th in scoring, just like 0.1% ahead of 0.1 point ahead of Auburn, 73.6 to 73.5 or something like that. You're right in the middle of the league there. They are 41st in the Ken Pomeroy offensive efficiency rankings, and we sit there and everyone, national writers included, are saying that typically isn't good enough to win a national championship. 41st. Sounds bad, except when you step back and realize when you look at Tennessee's offense, there are 300 offenses less efficient than Tennessee's. So, is this just much ado about nothing? It's frustrating to look at. I don't enjoy watching 2 straight games where they shoot 25% mark. I don't think most people do. And I also think you've got to be able to score to win basketball games. But they're scoring okay. It just doesn't seem like it when you're focused only on your team. Yeah. Your thoughts on this? Are we being unfair?
The other part about it, there was 11 top 25 teams that lost last week, and I think 8 of them lost to unranked opponents.
Yeah.
So, it happens all the time. In a week, 11, almost half of the top 25 lost, and 8 of them were to not ranked opponents. So it happens.
And they all shot, I went back and looked, they all shot like 35% or less in doing so.
Yeah.
Just typical.
Yeah, for me, actually, the game was ugly to watch. But I'm more entertained in a game where it's really close, even if scoring is low, because every play matters, as opposed to Tennessee up by 20 points at halftime, which we've done a couple times this year, or blowing somebody out with 10 minutes late. And this is more the basketball perspective, it was ugly to watch, but I like the fact that you didn't know what was going to happen. Every play mattered yesterday.
No, I felt like I was getting a root canal. I'm serious.
So you believe style points are necessary then? Well, we've taken you from all that matters is the win to it's a root canal.
What was it? What did we say? 46 to 43?
Yep.
I mean, have you got a peach basket up there? I mean, get the ladder out. I also would, nobody else may think this, are those rims too tight? Is there something wrong with the rims? Can we get out there with the ladder and the screwdriver and loosen those things up
I'll
just a
let you
little?
finish up.
I think it's fair to question at this point if at Tennessee style points are necessary. The coaches and teams that this fan base has been the most energized about historically have been Ray Mears and Bruce Pearl teams.
And now Josh Heupel in
And
football.
football doing what they're doing.
And
100%.
Konzo Martin kind of got the same response playing a more defensive style.
Kevin
too.
O'Neal before him,
Yeah.
who was even worse. It's interesting. I think Kelly Harper nailed it last year when the Big Orange Caravan was going around. She made the joke that Josh Heupel needs to get with Rick Barnes and teach him offense. Rick Barnes needs to get with Josh Heupel and teach him defense. Pretty good line, and there's got to be some truth in that, I think. Anyway, they're still in the top 5. They keep winning. And this will be an ultimate test of whether or not this type of defense, a historically good defense, best in 25 years, can carry you to a national championship if your offense is meh.
Answer to that's no.
Well, and again, by meh, they're 300 schools worse than you. All right, Mark Pancratz, thanks for coming in today.
for having me.
Appreciate it. All right, when we come back, what are we doing here? Justin and David join us. We're going to talk a little bit about UT's talent level and their tight end coaching hire that was made this week. That is next on the Sports Source.